Asia's largest slum, Dharavi, lies on prime property right in the middle of India's financial capital, Bombay. It is home to more than 1 million people. Many are second-generation residents whose parents moved in years ago. Today's Dharavi bears no resemblance to the fishing village it once was. A city within a city. It is one unending stretch of narrow, dirty lanes, open sewers and cramped huts. The Slum Rehabilitation Authority oversees the redevelopment plan proposed for the Dharavi area. It is managed by American-trained architect Mukesh Mehta. The plan involves the construction of 30 lakh square feet of housing, schools, parks and roads to serve the existing 57,000 families residing in the area. There has been significant local opposition to the plans, largely because existing residents are due to receive only 225 square feet of land each. Furthermore, only those families who lived in the area before the year 2000 are slated for resettlement. Razia Khan, the secretary for the Women Association of Dharavi, feels there are many loopholes that the general public is not aware of. She, for one, does not support the plan and has no intention of leaving her home.
How can the slum dwellers afford to live in such kind of flats? They cannot afford the water tax, the maintenance tax. Even the new homes are being rented by the slum dwellers, and they are going back to the slums. The plan allows only people who own the shanties to be relocated. What about the 60,000 people who live on rent and they will have nowhere else to go? Development cannot happen at the cost of people losing their homes. The government needs to answer the questions if they want us to cooperate.
Dharavi is a haven for the city's poor immigrants, one of the reasons why it has a thriving economy of more than $1.5 billion a year. All of this is by estimate, as no one is ready to put any figure to one of the largest concentrations of cottage industries in India. The various trades thriving in Dharavi, thanks to low rentals, electricity and cheap labor costs, are spread across this mammoth slumland. Residential and commercial structures know no demarcation. A majority of its vastly illegal structures double up as sweatshops during the day and cramped messes for the workers at night, but the various trades are contained in tight pockets. The Potter's Village alone sits on a 13-acre piece of land tucked away in one corner of what's known as Sion Dharavi. The generation of potters that have settled in Dharavi are primarily from Kutch or Surat in Gujarat. There are more than 1,000 families in Dharavi. However, the trade is dwindling fast, and now only about 600 such families are still involved in the business. With the leap in the number of settlers and space crunch, the potters have been forced to move from drying their products in the open spaces outside their homes to their terraces. Even the kilns have been turned into community kilns, and the mud pits needed for soaking the raw material have all but dwindled. This has forced people to build illegal floors, says Abbas Dalwani, whose family has been in the business for several generations.
It seems that all the areas under the redevelopment scheme is considered residential. The industry now coexists with the residential area. So there is no clarity what will happen to us when the redevelopment is on its way.
Raju Boite's family has traded in leather for several generations. Boite, like the rest of the clan, has grown up in Mumbai's so-called eyesore, Dharavi, where they have been practicing the trade for decades. Although a buzzing hub of economic activity, Dharavi seems to hold little hope for Boite.
Even if we get flats in Dharavi in redevelopment, they will provide only 250 square feet, which will be insufficient for the 20 to 25 workers on an average in this unit.
Shweta Damle, of the Housing Rights Association says that even the new buildings don't have proper amenities. The builders are just in it for the financial reasons.
And like one of the rehabilitation sites in Jogeshwari, Asgaonkar, they have a pending water bill of 40 lakh rupees. And when they enter into the bill, the society has a 40 lakh rupees standing bill of water. Why should the owners of paying that bill be shouldered by the slum dwellers who had nothing to do with it? In fact, whatever little resources they had were lost during the displacement. Why should they be asked to pay for it? The government is telling them. It's not the government. The builder, the developer has not cleared the dues.
But the Slum Rehabilitation Authority is promising to amend these problems. Nitin More, one of the NGO workers, feels that the government needs to be more transparent and accountable.
The solution is that the government needs to give proper compensation to the people who fear displacement. A biometric census is being conducted and ID cards are being handed out to those residing in Dharavi prior to 2000. There is a concern that there is a lack of transparency about the project and its offering. The plan has been online by the Redevelopment Authority.
But according to the Slum Rehabilitation Authority, the slum dwellers stay in unhygienic shanty structures not by choice but by compelling condition. This is because they were thrown out of the formal housing sector as it was unaffordable and beyond their income level. According to Sumit Himani, one of the builders for SRA, feels that authorized dwelling unit is the first step in the right direction.
We provide shelter to the SRA people, and we also develop old buildings which are there since 1990, 2000. SRA means Slum Rehabilitation Authority. Probably in a country like India, out of 100%, 60% of the people who don't have shelter, we provide them shelter. We provide them a better lifestyle. For example, people residing since 1995, according to the SRA rule, they have the right to develop their own tower or residence or whatever. And we, being the builders, we provide them shelter and we provide them a better lifestyle and we give them all the amenities they require. So SRA in short means people who don't have shelter, they don't have a house, we provide them. So I think SRA is going to develop a lot in India because there are a lot of slums who are residing since 1980s, and now since the government is also being very supportive and helpful for them. Yeah, so definitely it's a good thing and I think it's going to work a lot in India.
On one hand, you have the local people who are opposing this project in fear of being cheated. And on the other, you have the government-appointed authority who want to enhance their standard of living. Only time will tell what the future of Dharavi holds.